Hey everybody, welcome back. I have a brand new product from freeze-dried wholesalers that we're going to use today. We're going to make some freeze-dried scallop pesto with linguine, so let's check it out. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I'm really excited to try out these scallops. I got a feeling they're going to hydrate fairly quickly, just by the nature of scallops. You know, like when I hydrate the pulled pork and pulled chicken, it hydrates very quickly. I mean, within a minute, you already got nice soft chicken meat. So this is a bulk package of freeze-dried scallops. It's packaged for long-term storage. They're good for about 25 years if they're sealed originally. When you reseal them, if you use this and reseal it, it's good for about a year. If you decide to vacuum seal it with another oxygen absorber, that's good for about 5 years like that. So all in all, I think it's a great value for what it is, okay? Now with this, you're going to be purchasing one bulk package. This is freshly freeze-dried raw scallops. Net weight of the bag is 3 ounces. It's packaged again for long-term storage. Now here's how this works. You're going to think, wow, that's expensive for 3 ounces of scallops. They're freeze-dried. This thing is like a bag of styrofoam right now because it's freeze-dried. The bag contains 3 ounces of freeze-dried scallops, which is the equivalent, once hydrated, of 24 ounces or 1.5 pounds of fresh scallops purchased at your local fresh seafood market. Once rehydrated, they're ready for use, and each ounce of scallops will weigh approximately 8 ounces of fresh scallops when rehydrated. The package is uncooked, so it's perfect to take on hikes, camping, whatever, without the hassle, mess, and waste of having to lug around a cooler with ice to keep them cool. You get to decide how you prepare it, so it's not like a Mountain House entree that says this is what's in it and that's it and there's nothing else. That's one of the reasons I love freeze-dried wholesalers, is because you make the choice of what you want to make. This is just like going to the store and buying 1.5 pounds of scallops, except they're good for 25 years. Try doing that with fresh scallops in your fridge. They won't last that long. So you can do these over a campfire. You can add some water, rehydrate them, and cook anywhere. You can steam them in a small covered pot. We're going to pan fry them today with some coconut oil and add some favorite seasonings. You can wrap them up in tin foil and poach them with lemon pepper on coals. Basically, there are a million ways to make these things any way you want. And again, that's why I like this kind of food. It's individual ingredients that you can augment with your own stuff, which we will do today. Or you can just cook it any way you want. I'm going to quickly show you what we're going to be doing with this. There's the scallops there. Here are my seasonings. And this is why I stockpile seasonings. This is by the way, if you ever try this, this is from Thrive Life, the Italian seasoning. Awesome stuff. Makes it really easy to add your basil, oregano, everything in there without messing around with it. We are going to, of course, be using not all of this, but some of this spaghetti. And last but not least, Barilla pesto. This is my favorite pesto sauce. This stuff lasts in your... this is 2 years old, and as you can tell, is none the worse. This stuff lasts in your... I rotated this. I bought for a new one and took out my old one. It lasts about, I'd say, probably 5 years before I even worry about it. Now, what we're going to do with this is we're going to toss this in there, and I actually have to change this. I didn't rotate it, see? So I'm going to go rotate with the old one, and then we're going to use this, and we're going to put this in there when it's all cooked and done into the pasta, and toss the scallops in once they're on top, and we'll see what we come up with. So the first thing I have to do is put on the water. We're going to fire up this stove. For those of you that might remember when I did a haul from all my local thrift stores, this is an old Coleman stove, and it was pretty beat up at the time. Honestly, it looked like it got dragged behind a tank. All the paint was ripped off it, the stickers were all gone, the burners were all clogged. Took the whole thing apart, repainted the whole thing, cleaned up the burners. I took them all apart, just cleaned them with a wire brush, cleaned them all out, and redid it. And the thing cost me $5, and it still works to this day. So that's what we're going to be using for a stove. Again, you can do this individually on a single burner if you want to. Pasta will hold that heat for a good long time while you're doing your scallops, and scallops don't take long to cook. So first thing I'm going to do is turn on the water for the pasta, and then we're going to hydrate the scallops. Okay, we got that going. Turn that up. And I like to cut the top of these bags because when I rip them, they tend to rip crooked across the top. So I'm just going to cut across. They are easy to rip. I'm just not coordinated. So the instructions for these, basically, you're just going to put cold water in there and the amount of scallops you want. And I don't want a ton. You're going to take out your oxygen absorbers and your desiccant pack. And I don't want a ton because, again, we're making a smaller portion here just for me. So that should probably do right there. Okay, we don't want a ton of scallops because I don't want to waste them either. Now what I'm going to do is just add water from my Iridium 242 water container. If you guys are interested in picking these containers up, I'll put a link down below. MJP Creations makes them. She is only on Facebook at the moment, but I have other ways to contact her, so I will put that information down below. Kind of cool. We're going to fill this up with water here. Let this hydrate. And I will bring you back once these are hydrated and once that water is boiling. And we'll start off on the pasta. Then we will cook the scallops. Alright, been about 5 minutes. Scallops are almost ready. They're taking a little bit longer than I thought they would. But as you can tell, they're getting soft and squishy. So they'll be ready soon. And the water is boiling. What I did is I took about, I don't know, a third of the pasta, broke it in half to fit in that bowl. It's a little bit much, but you know what? I'll cook it extra anyway because we'll use it for something else. Let's just dump that all in there. And I'm going to stir it up with my spoon here. Okay, so it doesn't stick together. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Let that boil. And by the time that boils, I am almost positive our scallops will be ready to cook. So we'll let that boil up, and I'll bring you back when it's ready. So the pasta's almost ready, but I wanted to let you know about why you guys should be using my link to save 15%. These scallops cost $46.50 per bag. Yes, the prices have gone up, and yes, it's fish, and it's a little more expensive. But when you use my code, you're going to save $6.97. So all you got to do is click that link below this video in the description box, and at checkout you will see that discount that you're going to get from using it. So they end up being $39 instead of $46. So that's a pretty good deal. I know some folks will just search freeze-dried wholesalers on Google after watching my video. If you use my link, you save 15%. Also, too, when you go to the website, if you've added all that stuff to your cart and you want to get my discount, you can always put in my link, my code at the end where it says discount code, just Iridium242, all lowercase, and you'll get the same discount. But I wanted to let you know that you can save a lot of money using that code. The more you order, the better it is for you because now you'll be stocked up and you'll save some money using my code instead of buying it right off the site. So, a few more minutes on that. The scallops look pretty well done, pretty well hydrated. As you can tell, they're all tender and soft and squishy. So we'll be getting those going pretty soon once the pasta is done and I strain it. And I'll bring you back when that's ready. Alright, so the pasta is all done. I have strained it inside in the kitchen. Didn't want to bring a strainer out here in a tub and make even more mess. So we are going to put our pesto in, and I did rotate from the old stuff to the new stuff. I mean, from the new stuff to the old stuff. I'm just going to dump it in until everything's green. I probably won't use all of it, but I will use a good amount because I really like pesto. Okay. For those of you that don't know, pesto is green because it has basil in it. It's basically pine nuts, or pignoli nuts if you find it under that name. Same thing. And olive oil, garlic, butter, salt, a little bit of everything mixed in there. Actually, I may use the whole thing because it needs it. And that's how you get pesto sauce. And that's where the green comes from. It's not like spinach or dried monkey brains or something strange. It's actually really, really good. So, there is your pesto noodles. Okay. Now they're all set, and that will hold, that will retain the heat for a good long time. The scallops are done, so we're going to strain them. You can see they're nice and soft now, rubbery. So we're going to strain them, and then we are going to add them into the pan, cook them, and put it all together for a meal. All right, so I'm going to cook the scallops over here on the lower burner because it's very easy to burn them and make them nasty. We are going to put a little bit of coconut oil in here, just enough to lubricate the pan, and I am going to light it. I don't think I turned it up enough. There we go. So that's a little high for what I want to do. I just want to make it ready for that. I have drained out the scallops. I try to get as much water out of them as possible, and that goes true with anything that you're hydrating with liquid. You want to get as much water out of them so they don't poach, so they actually cook. So what I do is I kind of push them flat on here and then strain. So that came out pretty good, actually. We're going to let this heat up, and that should be pretty close to being hot enough. It's getting there. And I'm just going to take these, and yes, I've washed my hands. I'm eating this, so don't worry. We're going to drop them in. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in here. And a little bit of the Thrive Life Italian seasoning. I'll tell you, this stuff is really good. And it's nice to have everything in one container, so you don't have to hunt everything down. A little bit of the onion powder. And a tiny little bit of the pesto sauce. Even though we're going to already have it, I want to get the taste of it. Just stir it around and cook these up like that. You want them brown, but not burned. So that's the trick with these. You just want to brown them, you don't want to burn them. So let me finish that up, and in a few minutes I will bring you back after I clean up my mess here, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's all done, and we'll even taste it for you. Your scallops are done, and obviously I've made a whole lot more pasta than I would normally for a dish like this. If you're trying to be, you know, conservative on your food, you probably wouldn't make that much pasta. But we're going to scoop it out here and put it on the plate. Real easy. Oop, there we go. That's about right. Okay. And then we're going to take the scallops. Kind of want to spread it out a little bit and put them right on the middle there. And there you go. Now that looks amazing. I am going to take a picture of that before I eat it. That just looks amazing. So definitely a cool meal. Easy to make, super simple, doesn't require a whole lot of outside storage stuff, and it's just going to be great. So let me take a quick picture of that, and I'll bring you right back. All right, so we're back. Let me try this out. Get a couple scallops on my fork there, and some pasta. It's going to be messy. That is absolutely amazing. The scallops are nice and tender. That came out absolutely perfect. I'm really, really amazed at how good that came out. So, that's an easy prepper kind of meal that doesn't have to be boring. Just because there's a disaster going on outside of your house or in your life in some way doesn't mean you have to eat bland and boring. And it also doesn't mean that you have to be a 5-star chef to do it. You see how simple that was. Literally just throwing in a few things that I stock along with my freeze-dried food, and that's why I love this stuff. It makes it so easy to make yourself whatever you want, however you want. I mean, if I wanted to throw those over a campfire on a stick, I could do that too. Makes it very, very easy to make yourself home-cooked meals any way you want at an affordable price compared to a lot of what else is out there. Also, too, a lot of freeze-dried food companies now are starting to back order, back stock, running out of things. This guy has his stuff together. If something's out of stock on the site, you can still order it. It'll just take maybe 3 to 5 days to get to you instead of 2 days. Because he has the stuff in stock, he just has to freeze dry it. So don't hesitate to order stuff that says out of stock. If it really is out of stock, it won't let you add it to the cart. And don't hesitate to use my link and save money. That's 15%. I mean, something like this goes from $46.50 down to $39.53. That's a pretty darn good deal. Yes, the prices are going to go up, and yes, food's going to get a little more expensive over time, but to put away some freeze-dried food that you can do any way you want, good deal. Definitely awesome. So anyway, folks, that's the video for today. I'm going to go have some lunch now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out all our links below there. Freeze-dried Wholesalers will be on top. That link will save you. If you click that link at checkout, you will see your 15% discount. And trust me, the more you buy, it really adds up, and you're like, whoa. I had somebody who recently put in a large order tell me that he was shocked at how much he was able to save once he was checking out and saw the savings. Like, wow, that's, substantial. So don't forget to check that out. Don't forget to check out our My Patriot Supply, which is preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. Our Amazon affiliate store as well is down there. I try to put everything that I review, product-wise, in that store. This will be on his own link, so don't forget, click the link, save 15%. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the content. And don't forget to leave a comment. It really helps us out with the algorithm. Stay safe and stay prepared.